Hi, this is Kristian Snow again. It's Wednesday morning since the earthquake, and behind me here, Dale Weaver is setting up computers to start registration for the victims of the earthquake. Also behind me here, you see this huge structure is where we're keeping the place. There was a small tremor here as a result of a 6.1 aftershock happened in Port-au-Prince this morning, and it wasn't very intense. It couldn't knock down anything, but these people who have experienced the real thing were so terrified that they tried to get up and run outside of this building. And as they did so, a lot of their bandages were undone, a lot of their injuries were reopened, and there was a bit of chaos, but we got it under control. Over to the building over there, we're having a pastors meeting. YWAM is responsible right now for the organizing of all the organizations in the city to coordinate with them and get aid that is needed, refugees, places for them to sleep and stuff, to these organizations, coordinating. That's why we had the pastors meeting, talking with the churches. For $2 per person, you can fund for the first 3 weeks of this chaos, $2 US per person per day to have food and housing in St. Mark. And as we register here, we're going to make a card similar to this one, where it will have their name, it will have their ID number, it will also have the address, telephone number, and below it lists one of 3 categories. Blue is government. Government will supply their needs. Yellow is organization, which we will coordinate with YWAM. And red is a private house, meaning they already have friends or family taking care of them.
Alright, we're here registering some of the refugees. We have people out on the floor filling out the forms here, and then they're going to bring them back to the tables over here where we will take a picture of the victim and put them in the computer, and we'll print out a ID card. They will come down here to the printer, I'll slice them, and then we'll laminate them so that they protect them.
Behind me here is a motorcycle, and it's being loaded up to be taken to Port-au-Prince to help with teams there. Now, the motorcycles that we bought are probably the best investment so far, because as gas gets scarce and the roads are getting crowded with traffic, this is actually going to become the best transportation to get around the city. Yesterday, we brought in a team from Tyler, Texas, from the border, and brought them into Port-au-Prince. They are right now doing emergency work in the city. Amputations are being taken place in Port-au-Prince with no anesthesia. There are people who are still in the rubble. They just need like 1 or 2 people to dig them out, take them to a clinic, and they'll survive. Some are on the streets bleeding. They need to be taken to a clinic or they will not survive.
The boys. These clothes are for the boys over there. They're gonna leave today at 11 o'clock, but the people who gave them clothes are like really tiny shirts. So we got these that should fit them better.
Compassion. I keep thinking of the song we sing at home. Christ has no hands but our hands to do the work he does. He has no feet but our feet. And I just move with love and compassion for those suffering. I love children, so I was drawn to these 8 right here in a special way. We kind of bonded yesterday and playing some games, and playing with marbles and trucks, and coloring. And now I have 4 colored pictures to take along home from this fella here. Yesterday I helped go around with the doctor. And that was the hardest thing to see, the need that's here and the little, what more needs done. Trust God that what we're doing is, better, little something anyway to ease their pain.